Magandang araw! Welcome to Life at Solaire, your front row seat to the stories behind the leaders of Solaire Resort, where we get to know them up close, personal, and unscripted. This is Lead Between the Lines. Today, we're shining the spotlight on the acting Chief Operating Officer of Bloomberry Resorts Corporation, Mr. Gregory Hawkins. This isn't your typical Q&A. We're adding a flavorful twist. Between leadership questions, Mr. Hawkins will take on 4 iconic Filipino delicacies. Let's see how he handles the bites and the insides. Let's start off strong with a bold dish called dinuguan, a rich and savory stew and definitely not for the faint of heart.
I like it. It's quite rich. Assuming this is not a breakfast meal, but I would have that again. I think it's very good.
Dinuguan, rich, intense, and definitely unforgettable, much like the first steps of a career in this industry. So let's start there. Can you share with us how you began your journey in the integrated resort industry?
Well, that's many years ago. When I was at university, I was studying areas of science and mathematics and chemistry. And when I was at university, I was also working part-time in pubs and hotels. And it was at that time I realised that I actually really liked the hospitality industry. So that sort of planted a bit of the seed. And then over the years, there was some new legislation in Australia where I was living, where a casino was opening, and that was Crown. So I joined the team there because I had that inkling that I enjoyed hospitality. I joined in the slot machine department, and then from there progressed my career, and I always had an ambition. As I was lucky enough to get some promotions, I wanted to keep adding other elements. So I went from slots, added table games, and I wanted to add some food and beverage. So I had this, I guess, general ambition in my management career to sort of keep growing and growing the things that I managed, and eventually opportunities arose.
Next up, we turn up the crunch with sisig, a sizzling favorite known for its kick.
Assuming this was prepared by our wonderful chefs. I may have had this before, which is the sort of pork face. Again, I find this quite rich. I would love to have this late in the afternoon with like a cold beer or something like that. To me, that would taste very good, but it's actually very enjoyable.
That had a lot of flavor. Now, let's talk about what a flavorful day at Solaire would look like for you as a guest.
Well, as a guest at Solaire Entertainment City, if I was a guest here, I would probably want to experience all the amazing things I've heard about. So, and maybe some of the things I've heard about that I normally wouldn't get access to. So I think I'd like to perhaps go and have a look at some of the villas here or the signature rooms that we have. I've heard about the theatre, I would want to look at that. I know there's a shooting gallery here, that sounds quite amazing and interesting. A range of restaurants would definitely entice me as well. And of course the retail, so I guess I'm talking about everything. Maybe some of those like premium VIP casino areas would be fascinating to see. If I was taking someone else around, I always like to take them into the back of house areas as well. I know guests can't go there, but if I was touring someone, because sort of that's the heartbeat of the place, and I find it always quite interesting to look at those areas, particularly when you think of how much activity is happening behind the scenes as well as front of house. At Solaire North, you've got to see the atrium, the spectacular nature of the mangrove sculpture when you arrive there. To me, arriving at Solaire North feels like sort of Grand Central Station. There's so much activity in that centralised area with Cafe Mangrove and Trattoria. So I think all of that area is an amazing arrival. You have to go up to Sky Bar, up to level 38 of the property there. It's an incredible bar with Fenestra and the type of views you can get up the top of the tower there. And again, some of the accommodation and restaurant experiences, I think that would leap out as a guest at Solaire North.
And for our third delicacy, we add some sweetness and saltiness with mangga at bagoong, the classic combo.
as you can probably tell by my eyes are watering a little bit. Very sour. So I have an explosion in my mouth at the moment. Again, I'm not sure when you would typically eat that. I love Filipino mangoes. Sweet mangoes, these are very different to what I've had before.
Sweet, sour, and a little salty. Kind of like the balance you need to stay motivated. So tell us, how do you stay energized and motivated during a busy day?
I try and keep reasonably fit. So I think health and wellness is important, as well as sort of mental health. So I think that sets the framework for the energy you need to manage these types of businesses. So I'm conscious of that. At the same time, I have a lot of meetings across each day, and I'm conscious that I need to give myself to the people who are attending those meetings. So I'm listening and I'm attentive. So to me, that's a bit of an inner discipline that I've developed over time, but sort of centered on trying to be sort of healthy and understanding that these types of roles need that level of commitment.
Things are about to get serious, and so is our next delicacy. This one's not for the faint of heart. It's the legendary balut, a fertilized duck egg that's rich in flavor, tradition, and yes, a bit of a challenge for first-timers.
Cheers. The soup is actually not too bad. I could probably have that again. What I'm not sure I could do is sort of eat what else is in the egg, but I'll try it again. I'm feeling energized already.
Balut is all about diving into something unfamiliar and coming out stronger, just like leadership. Speaking of, let's get into this. What advice would you give to someone who wants to become a leader in the integrated resort industry?
The advice would be to be confident that you're a good manager of teams and people. So you need to have high expectations of people that you manage, but be fair with them as well. So I think the ability to build and motivate a team is very important. And then leadership usually is part of a division or a department as well. So you should have a really detailed knowledge of that department. So the key factors in that department, the guest experiences or the type of numbers, so you become an expert in that as well. So I think it's a combination of knowledge of the area that you're leading and then the ability to lead teams well and really focus on development in that area.
All right, Mr. Hawkins, you've made it through all 4 delicacies. Impressive. But before we let you go, we're turning up the pace. It's time for a rapid fire round. We will ask a quick set of fun, fast questions. You've got 60 seconds to answer as many as you can. Ready? Let's go.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Ocean view or city view?
Ocean.
Room service breakfast or a sit-down dinner restaurant?
Both.
Morning meetings or evening meetings?
Morning.
Hotel spa or hotel jet?
Gym.
Poolside drinks or cocktails at the bar?
Both.
Music or silence while working?
Silence.
Theater, musical, or band concert?
Oh, theatre musical.
Sand or snow?
Sand.
Scary films or happy endings?
Probably happy ending.
Leather or rubber shoes?
Rubber for walking.
Dark or white chocolate?
White.
What are the 3 words that best describe you?
Very, very determined.
What's the last movie you saw that made you laugh?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
What do you like to be remembered for?
Being a good dad.
What song do you ever know every single word?
Oh, not many. The Australian National Anthem.
Oh, cool. What makes you the proudest?
Business success and seeing my kids achieve.
Who's one person you're dying to work with?
Lisa from Blackpink and Donald Trump. That's 2.
What is your favorite thing about yourself?
I'm determined.
Who's your fashion icon?
Hugo Boss.
What dream vacation are you currently planning?
Well, there's 2. Surfing in Hawaii, and we're taking a family holiday skiing at the start of next year.
You've been such a great sport. Thank you for sharing, reflecting, and even taste testing with us. Before we wrap up this flavorful and insightful conversation, we want to end with something a little more personal. So here's our final question. What does life at Solaire mean to you?
Life at Solaire to me is a commitment to being the best.
At Solaire, we believe that what truly sets us apart isn't just the experiences we offer, it's the people behind them, team members and leaders. This is Lead Between the Lines, and together with Mr. Gregory Hawkins,
Magandang araw, Solaire.
if you enjoy this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories, leadership insights, and authentic moments with the people who bring Solaire to life.